Tainan North District by Lin Hui. The famed park ground of Tainan and Zhenbei Fang's cultural all-around, once a Qing stronghold place. Colorful king boat paintings, art, calligraphy and poem by Lin Hui.
Hello everyone! I'm from both Taiwan and South Africa. I'm Kenna, a Tainan mixed kid. I got up super early today, and we're starting our day at Tainan Park. Let's take our time exploring the North District. There are so many hidden gems here, just waiting for us to discover. Let's go! When people visit Tainan, most would probably think of the areas famous for their historic sites and amazing street food, like the Central West District and Anping. But the charm of the North District is definitely not to be underestimated. Tainan Park was completed in 1917. It's the city's largest and oldest green space. Back in the first year of the Taisho era, that's 1912, it began construction. At that time, it was also planned as a tropical experimental forest, so inside the park they planted many non-native tropical plant species. Over the past century, various new landscape features have been added, each with its own character, making it a place worth exploring in detail. Good morning, Ms. Guo.
Good morning, handsome.
Thank you. It's such a great start to the day having a lovely guide like you showing me around this huge park.
This is Tainan Park. It covers over 130,000 square meters.
That's huge.
Yes, and there are many different kinds of trees here. Among them, 26 have been designated as heritage trees. You can see lots of people coming here for walks, exercise, or picnics. It's also a place full of cultural significance.
Wow, this giant tree behind us is incredible.
This is the Bodhi tree I mentioned.
The Bodhi tree? That's such a special name. People who follow religion must really love this tree, right?
Exactly. You know, Buddha attained enlightenment under a Bodhi tree, so it's considered sacred in Buddhism.
Ah.
Look, how tall do you think it is?
Just by looking, I'd say at least 5 or 6 stories high.
Right. It's about 26 meters tall, roughly 8 stories. In 2003, a few of us adults tried to circle it. It took 6 people. Its trunk's circumference is about 8 meters.
Wow,
Yes.
That's amazing. It must be over 100 years old.
Oh, around 120 years.
Wow. And I can see so many other big, majestic old trees all around us. Ms. Guo, I feel like every corner of this place has a story. What's this archway over here?
That is a memorial arch.
Memorial arch?
There are 4 main memorial arches in Tainan. This is one of them.
And it says, 正道崇文. What does that mean?
正道means valuing morality, and 崇文 means honoring culture and learning. So when we pursue knowledge, we also need to understand ethics and morals.
After hearing your explanation, I like Tainan even more. What I love is that even though the city keeps developing, it still preserves its stories, culture, history, and heritage. It would be such a shame to lose all of this. Waking up early today was totally worth it. Not only did I get to breathe in the fresh forest air, I also enjoyed some beautiful historic sites. I didn't expect that the first stop in the North District would already be full of surprises. And of course, no Tainan morning is complete without a warm, comforting bowl of beef soup. Wow, look at this spread in front of me. So much food. If I didn't tell you, you'd probably think I'm having dinner. But you'd never guess this is actually a Tainan-style breakfast. And honestly, it's perfect. After that nice walk in Tainan Park, a bit of morning exercise, now it's time to refuel. Nothing could be better than this. This place is famous. It was even recommended by the Michelin Bib Gourmand Guide. That means the food here is on another level. I'm drooling already. Let's dig in. So this beef soup, it's made with beef bones, brisket, and onions simmered for hours. Then, right before serving, they add slices of fresh warm-bodied beef. That's what makes a classic Tainan beef soup. It's so tender, super tender. And this house-made chili sauce, it's amazing. I heard the reason they got Michelin's attention is because of this chili sauce. Now add a bit of Tainan-style soy paste. What's that, you ask? It's soy sauce that's slightly sweet. That's the flavor. Sweet soy paste, paired with the freshest just sliced beef, dip it in the mix. A little chili, a little soy paste. Wow. Wow, my mouth just went to heaven. This is seriously good. And here, if you order a bowl of beef soup, they even give you a bowl of braised pork rice on the side. Breakfast! Can you believe breakfast can be this good? But the cool thing is, it's not just the soup, or the pork rice, or the chili sauce. Everything here is amazing. Like this sesame oil beef liver. For me, beef liver is one of the most nutrient-dense foods in the world. It's basically nature's multivitamin. And this one doesn't have that strong organ smell at all. The sesame oil aroma is so fragrant and mixed with the rich, earthy flavor of the beef liver. It's a perfect match. Delicious. And from what I know, on Tuesdays in Tainan, most beef shops are closed. Why? Because on Tuesdays, the slaughterhouses take a break. So to make sure they always serve the freshest, best quality beef, the restaurants here also choose to close on Tuesdays too. How thoughtful is that? So considerate, right? And are you drooling yet? Because I definitely am. When it comes to Tainan cuisine, beef soup is the ultimate classic. Its soul lies in the freshly butchered warm-body beef, processed the same morning, giving the broth a light sweetness and the meat a silky texture. Next, I'm heading across the streets of the North District to visit the Zhen Cultural Park. Back in the Qing Dynasty, this area was both a government and military hub, filled with fascinating heritage sites that bear witness to Tainan's rich northern history. Good morning, Mr. Wu. Good morning, Kenna. I feel truly honored to visit the founding Yuhuang Temple today. Right now, we're in Fang, right?
Yes, in Fang, back in the early days, Tainan City was divided into 4 main areas. The north and south Fang and Ningnan Fang were military zones, while the east and west Dong'an Fang and Shiding Fang were mainly residential areas.
I see. And I've heard this temple is really powerful spiritually.
Of course.
People say those who come here to pray often get good fortune, and many of their wishes come true.
That's right. It's through the divine blessing of the gods. In ancient times, common people were not allowed to worship heaven directly. Only the emperor, the son of heaven, could do so. So when this temple was first built, it was dedicated to the 4th prince of the Jade Emperor, serving as a representative of heaven. About 250 years ago, they enshrined a statue of the Jade Emperor himself, and he became the temple's main deity. This temple, built in Tainan City, yes, the temple was built on a place called Zhenshan, which is believed to lie along a dragon vein, an auspicious geographical feature. This area is full of spiritual energy. The early settlers chose this spot because it's backed by mountains and faces water, with the Deching Creek flowing in front.
Yes.
So building the temple on this hilltop was a way to seek blessings and protection.
So that's why it's called the Kanji Temple.
Exactly, it was built right where the settlers first lived.
I see, but I'm curious, you mentioned that in the past only the emperor could worship heaven.
Yes,
Why were common people later allowed to do so too?
that's because by the mid-Qing dynasty, the emperor's control over Taiwan had weakened. The military power of the Qing had already declined.
I see.
So eventually, people in Taiwan began building temples dedicated to heaven.
So by building these temples, everyone was finally allowed to worship the heavenly emperor, no longer limited by the emperor's authority. That's so interesting. Really cool. We're now at the Founding Mazu Temple, also known as the Tianho Palace.
That's right.
Which means it's dedicated to Mazu, right?
Yes.
I noticed there are a few special features in this temple. The first one is the dragon pillar beside us.
Right. Take a closer look at it. If you want to understand how old a dragon pillar is, the first thing to notice is whether there's only one dragon wrapped around the column. The earliest style always had just one dragon per pillar. And the second thing, look at the claws. This dragon has 3 claws.
3 claws.
Yes, only 3. According to the ancient system, dragon pillars had different designs depending on rank. The emperor's dragons had 5 claws. Below that, the heavenly queen, Tianho, or local kings, Wang Ye, had 4 claws. All other temples could only use 3.
So that's how it was classified.
Exactly, there was a strict hierarchy, so when we see 3 claws, we can tell it's from an earlier period, because originally Mazu was granted the title of Heavenly Consort, not yet Heavenly Queen. As Tianfei, she was only allowed 3 claws. After she was promoted to Tianho, the temples began using 4-clawed dragons.
Mr. Wu,
Yes,
you've brought me to the Wugui Well.
that's right.
I'm guessing this place must have quite a long history.
Back in the day, this area used to be along the coast of the Tianjiang Inner Sea. Since it was close to the sea, there were docks around here. Ships would stop and dock here. They needed to refill their water, wash their hands and feet, or maybe rinse off their goods.
For cleaning their equipment.
So they'd use the water from this well. As for the name Wugui or Black Spirit, it came from the fact that in the old days at this port, there were people from a group called the Negritos. They were an indigenous tribe.
The Negrito people?
Yes, the Negritos. They were known for being very quick and agile, and also very strong.
That's right.
So the dock workers liked to hire them to load and unload cargo, because this area was where they gathered and lived.
So this area was basically where their community lived?
Right, and when other people saw them, they would call them black folks or dark ones. Yeah, just because they looked short and dark-skinned.
I see. So that's how this place got its name Wugui Well.
Yes, that's right. It means the well where the Wugui people lived. That's how it became known as Wugui Well.
Following Teacher Wu, as we walk through the alleys of Zhenbei Fang, it feels like taking a history class, and also a religion class, and even an art class. If you love historical sites, you should definitely come here for a walk. It's truly worth it. And if you get tired from walking, don't worry. There's an old winter melon tea shop nearby. It's been quenching people's thirst for over 100 years. Boss.
Hello.
Hi. I heard that your shop has a really unique history. It's been around for almost 100 years?
Yes, actually over 100 years
Over
now.
100 years?
That's right.
And you only sell winter melon tea?
Yes, actually we have our own main business elsewhere, but this shop is something we've kept for the sake of tradition.
So this is purely for the sake of carrying on the legacy?
Yes.
And it's quietly lasted for over a century?
Exactly.
They keep making this tea purely out of love for it, for their passion for winter melon tea, and to make sure this traditional brewing method doesn't disappear. Let's start with the first step of making winter melon tea.
Okay.
Yes.
Step 1, after we wash the winter melon
So this
thoroughly.
one's already been washed.
It's been washed because there's a bit of fuzz on the skin and we don't want it to irritate your hands.
I see, right. Winter melon must be the hardest thing I've ever peeled in my life. I've peeled a lot of things before, but winter melon is seriously I had to use so much strength just to peel it like this. That skin, it's actually not that thick. Even if it's thick, it's not that thick, but it's super hard. Really, really hard. It feels like I'm peeling a young tree or something like that. That's how hard it is to peel. This knife is really
Yeah,
sharp.
be careful. You kind of have to pull it a bit when you cut because the blade is curved.
So how many bottles of winter melon tea can you make from one melon?
Around 70 bottles of winter melon syrup, and each bottle can make about 10 cups of tea.
Cheers!
Cheers!
This is probably the first time in my life I've had traditionally brewed winter melon tea.
That's right.
Let me see how different it tastes from the modern kind.
Okay, give it a try.
It has a very special aroma.
Yep.
It still has that winter melon flavor, but there's also a little aftertaste. That must be from the herbal ingredients you add, right?
It's a natural sweetness.
A gentle kind of sweetness,
yes, exactly. Natural sweet.
And the best part, it's not overly sweet. The ones nowadays are so sweet, your tongue almost goes numb. They're just
totally.
sweet, sweet, sweet. But yours, your tongue feels gently wrapped in the winter melon aroma.
Exactly. That's because we only use all natural ingredients.
Very natural indeed.
Yeah, everything's
You mentioned
natural.
earlier, how long do you ferment a batch of winter melon tea?
The whole process takes about a week.
A week.
Yes, the first part is fermentation, and the boiling part takes a whole day, about 8 hours.
So ferment for 7 days?
Around 5 days,
5 days of
actually.
fermentation. Then boil
Yes.
for 8 hours.
Right, and once it's done, we have to let it rest overnight before bottling.
After it's completely cooled down. So basically, it takes about a week to make 1 cup of your winter melon tea.
Yes.
Who would have thought that here, even a simple drink carries a century of history? And the surprises in Tainan's North District don't stop there. Look down. Even the manhole covers are full of creativity. Let's take a closer look at how they tell their stories. Hi, Mr. Lin. Thank you so much for putting up with this heat and crouching here with me by the roadside. I never imagined that something like manhole covers could actually be a local highlight. First of all, this is honestly the most beautiful manhole cover I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anything this gorgeous or unique. Right. So what does it represent for the North District? Why would the district design something so beautiful for a manhole cover? Well, first of all, Tainan City has a very rich historical and cultural background, especially here in the North District, which used to be part of the Zhenbei Ward, a traditional historic area. One of our most important local temples is the Xiluodian Temple, which has a very special feature, the story of the 12 flower gods. The 12 flower gods, like the ones in murals? Yes, exactly. So we wanted to combine those traditional stories with our local spaces. That way, both residents and visitors exploring the area can notice the details around them, even under their feet. When they see these unique designs on the ground, they might get curious and look deeper into the stories and cultural meanings behind them. So, since you mentioned the 12 flower gods, does that mean there are 12 different manhole cover designs? Yes, that's right. Really? Yes. Though so far we've only installed 4 of the designs. 4 versions so far? Yes, just 4 of the flower gods for now. The 12 flower goddesses at Xiluodian Temple are a rare artistic treasure in the temple culture. A local design team reimagined the 12 flower goddesses as colorful artwork on manhole covers, a creative way to honor religious tradition while blending it beautifully with modern design. And next, I'm meeting an artist who also channels his artistic talent into the world of religion. It's said that between him and the deities, there's a truly special spiritual connection. Today we have a very talented traditional painting artist with us, the amazing Master Du, right here beside me.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Master Du. Hello, hello. I've heard that you've created so many works of art, but your most famous ones are the paintings on the king boat, right?
Yes, that's right.
How many years have you been painting king boat?
I've been doing it for over 20 years now.
Master Du, I remember there was a king boat ceremony held last year, so that means there isn't one this year, right?
Right. This year, instead, I'm working on some custom orders for clients.
Like these lanterns here.
Yes, lanterns, and also some pieces done on Zhen paper, like this one here.
He paints these traditional deities and mythological scenes in temples. His status in this field is really high. Even the founding Yuhuang Temple invites Master Du to work there. That really proves his skill and reputation. So this one here is a lantern that's usually hung inside temples, right?
Yes, that's right. Sometimes they also use these lanterns during temple festivals or processions.
The master was really brave just now. He actually let me draw the outlines. You know, those lines along the edges? Maybe the ones outlining the clothing or something. Basically, the black outer lines. It's really not easy, because when you're holding the brush, your hand can get shaky right away. Unlike drawing on a sheet of paper on a desk, he holds it in the air like this. Then the master demonstrated for me. He drew a long line so smooth and steady, but when I tried, I drew, and then stuck. I panicked right at that moment. The master panicked too. I mean, this is literally his paid work. So we just looked at each other, both of us super nervous. Then he smiled and said, "It's okay, I can fix it." Master, if you were to draw a lantern, how long would it take? Of this size, this would be considered complex, right?
It depends on the content.
Let's say medium to medium-high complexity.
About medium.
This counts as medium? How long would it take you to draw one of these?
If it's a pair like this, from conceptualization to completion, it would take roughly 20 days.
20? That's pretty fast.
Yeah, the conceptualization part takes longer.
During the process of drawing just now, the master also mentioned that drawing this is a lot like swordsmanship, basically a kind of skill or martial art, all coming from the wrist. I didn't know that, maybe because I'm used to writing. I don't really use my wrist when I write. So that's how I realized the difference in skill level between the two of us, where our abilities really differ. Because when I draw even a short line, it came out jagged, crooked, and shaky. But the master drew it so cleanly and beautifully. Master Du is recognized by the Tainan city government as a living cultural asset and a registered preserver of king boat painting. He is also one of the 5 major folk artisans in the North District. His profound contributions to religious art are truly admirable and worthy of respect. And my next step is another amazing work of art located just a short distance away at National Cheng Kung University. Hello, Ms. Yang.
Hi.
I'm Kenna. Hi, hello, hi. So, what part of National Cheng Kung University is this?
This is one of our campuses, a demonstration base. There's a lot of research going on here. It was designed by Professor Lin Hui from our architecture department. He specializes in green architecture, a real authority in the field. So this building has a lot of unique design features. We can go inside and take a look.
That sounds great. I'm sure there are many amazing things inside.
Yes, there are some rather unusual architecture designs here that you can check out.
We're now on the 2nd floor of the Green Magic School.
Yes, this is a conference hall.
A conference hall?
Right, the conference hall is a very important part of the magic school because a lot of the building's design features are incorporated here, including ventilation and lighting. There's a sort of magic built in.
Where's the ventilation?
The ventilation is below us, under the stage. There's a whole row of vents underneath, so outside air can be drawn in.
From outside the building?
Yes, the building has several openings with vents. There are vents above us too, and the airflow moves upward. The higher it goes, the stronger the airflow becomes.
So it's kind of like a chimney concept.
Exactly, yes, you're very smart.
No, you explained it very well. We've now arrived at the 3rd floor of the Green Magic School.
Yes.
I heard this place was personally designed by Director Liu.
Thank you. It was completed with the efforts of many people.
Why did you want to transform it into a green building?
Green buildings are a trend of our time. A green roof can save energy, lower temperatures, and create a microclimate.
You mentioned energy saving. How does planting vegetation on the roof save energy?
Because it cools the building, reducing the need for electricity.
Air conditioning?
Yes.
Does it really cool off that effectively?
Well, we did some experiments. The maximum temperature drop reached 7.8 degrees Celsius.
7.8 degrees Celsius.
On average, the temperature drops 5 to 6 degrees Celsius.
That's impressive.
Yes.
So 30 degrees Celsius can drop directly to 25 degrees Celsius?
Yes, exactly.
That's like an air-conditioned room.
No need to turn on the AC. Wow, so it really saves a lot of energy.
I'm sure it has many other features besides energy saving.
This is pretty simple. Taiwan is a very rainy country. We get a lot of rain. And just look at the recent typhoons we've had, bringing heavy downpours. Now, take a look at this green roof we have. It can actually help slow down the runoff from strong winds and heavy rain. It absorbs a lot of that water. When the rain comes down, the roof soaks up the water first, and underneath, there's a system that can store the water. It holds the water on the roof. When there's too much rain, it slowly overflows onto our drainage system. So, basically, it can help reduce the runoff from storms and heavy rains, right?
So even during heavy rain, the water isn't wasted.
Exactly.
You can still store water.
Yes. The rainwater is captured on the roof. And when the sun shines, it evaporates, creating a microclimate.
At the Green Magic School, every wall, every window is designed with intention and meaning. This is a truly remarkable green building, showcasing Taiwan's strength and expertise in sustainable design. In the next segment, we'll step into a highly distinctive museum. Although it's not very large, it holds stories of great depth and significance and will definitely leave you amazed. This is a very rare seed museum. Not just in Taiwan, even around the world, you don't often see a place like this. I've heard it will completely change the way you think. Let's go take a look. Hello, Mr. Liang.
Hello, hello.
Thank you for letting me visit your museum. I can already feel that you're someone who really loves seeds. Am I right? You must love them a lot.
Yes, I do.
What is it about seeds that attracts you so much?
I love planting.
You love growing things.
Especially trees.
Sometimes during certain seasons, you see a lot of little round things on the ground.
Those little round things are seeds. They can only grow if birds eat them and then pass them out later.
So if people just pick the fruit,
it won't grow.
Even if I eat it myself and...
You can't, because our stomachs digest the seeds. Birds don't have that kind of stomach.
Ah, I see. So many trees actually grow because birds eat the fruit, fly somewhere else, and then leave the seeds behind, and a new tree grows there.
Exactly. Birds aren't afraid of being poisoned either. They don't get poisoned.
Really?
Yes, in Taiwan, a lot of plants are actually poisonous, quite a few of them.
I heard you originally just started out collecting seeds.
That's right.
And because you collected so many, you eventually decided to open this museum.
Yes.
You must really love seeds.
I absolutely do.
Let me ask, how many different kinds of seeds do you have?
The ones currently on display are about 400 to 500 varieties.
400 to 500?
But that's less than 1% of all the species in Taiwan.
Really?
Taiwan's biodiversity is incredibly rich.
So if 400 to 500 are less than 1%, that means there are...
around 40,000 to 50,000 species in total.
Hello, Director. Hello. Was that Mr. Liang earlier your father? Yes, he's my father. Oh, so you're the second generation of the Seed family then? Actually, I'm the first generation. You're the first? Yeah, he's an employee I hired. Really? You're kidding. What is it about seeds that fascinates you? They're beautiful. Honestly, it's like Hello Kitty, cute and pretty. You find seeds beautiful. Yeah, to be honest, we don't really have any dramatic stories here. No? But I can see you have all kinds of seeds displayed here. That's right. Are all of these native to Taiwan? About half of them are actually foreign species. Foreign species? Yeah, but of course, we still have plenty of native ones too. When you say foreign, you mean they've been in Taiwan for decades or even centuries, but are still classified as non-native? Exactly. Some were brought over by the Dutch, the French, even the Spanish. I see. Immigrants brought them too. Hakka people, for instance, brought plants they were used to. You know, things they wanted to eat that weren't available in Taiwan. From what I know though, seeds aren't allowed to be brought in casually, right? Like when we fly, bringing in seeds or meat is actually illegal. That's right. If you secretly bring seeds from another country, that's considered smuggling. But aren't plants just plants? Sure, but if they grow too well in Taiwan, oh, they might compete with local plants for nutrients or something. Exactly. Some fight for space, some release toxins. I see. And some even push out native plants. So sometimes native plants get overwhelmed and slowly disappear, which disrupts Taiwan's ecosystem. That could even cause certain species to go extinct. Exactly. The funny thing about Taiwan's land is that it's too good. Everything grows well here. That's amazing. Yeah, and same goes for people. Anyone who comes to Taiwan seems to live well here too. That's so true. A seed is the smallest beginning and the source of all life's possibilities. This unique museum has deeply moved me. I realized that I too am like a seed waiting for the right moment to grow. Next, we'll carry this feeling with us to a humble yet beautiful art museum, where we'll experience the beauty of contemporary art. So far, our journey through Tainan's North District has been filled with all sorts of surprises, hasn't it? I've discovered so many different sides of this area, and now we've arrived at a place that's truly one of a kind. It's not a restaurant, and it's not a hotel either. It's an art museum. Step inside and I promise you'll be amazed. Come on, let's go take a look. Hello, Teacher Zheng. Hello. Hi. Walking into your art museum feels so relaxing. And there are so many artworks here that you don't normally get to see. Being surrounded by them gives this place such a wonderful atmosphere. It's really amazing. Is your museum open to the public? Yes, it is. So anyone can visit? Yes, admission is free. Wow, that's so generous. Well, would I be lucky enough to have you personally show us around and introduce some of your works today? Of course, no problem at all. Really? No problem, absolutely. Thank you so much, teacher. This is Yusan, Taiwan's highest mountain. Let me talk a bit about it. Why I came up with the idea of money and love. You know, those two themes. I came to Shenyang in 2012. There I met a real estate developer, a land developer, and he said to me, could you help me come up with something? He wanted to give his shareholders a gift, something really special. He said, I want it to be unique, something that really stands out. So I thought, what do these people love the most? Well, they all love money. They love money. Yes, exactly. That's right. Yes, exactly. That's right. So I combined the symbol of money with the symbol of love. In ancient times, coins had a hole in the middle, so I put a heart in that space. On one side of the heart is a woman, and on the other side is a man. When they come together, it represents that money can give birth to money babies, because, you know, money makes more money. Yes, and from that concept, yes, I developed many related themes. For example, the mountain became a gold and silver mountain. Seeds became money seeds. Trees became money trees. Yeah, the prosperity tree.
There's just no end to the ideas.
And what about love? When does love appear?
Love is always inside.
Inside the money?
Money is filled with love.
If you have money, you have love.
If you have love, you'll have money.
Right, so love brings money. I will work hard in life. Let's see if I can really feel that. Teacher, I'm really curious, what exactly is contemporary art?
Contemporary has to do with time. A piece of work must be connected to the time and space it exists in. For example, I live in Tainan, so what I create should carry the spirit of Tainan in this moment.
Oh, I see. So contemporary art is about combining
Life.
modern life?
Yes, life. You have to feel a connection to your own life. The colors I use, the way I express things, they're all related to this land. But it doesn't mean that just painting a banana or a sweet potato represents Taiwan. Not necessarily. It's more about a kind of spirit.
Ah, I see. Speaking of the spirit of Tainan, these paintings in front of us, are they still works in progress?
Yes, this red one is inspired by Tainan's red tortoise cake, Hong Gui Gui.
You mean the red glutinous rice cake?
Yes, that's right. The color is quite similar. This one here is actually a pomegranate. Though it's not finished yet, the pomegranate seeds, there are so many of them, symbolize prosperity and many descendants. In Israel and in Jewish culture, they also love the pomegranate.
Oh, they do. Right.
I turned the seeds into coins so it becomes more money.
More money.
And I haven't painted the sprouts yet. Those represent love.
So you've blended money and love together. Here you can catch a glimpse of the many diverse faces of contemporary art. I also feel very honored to have made a new friend, Teacher Zhen. He's not only full of talent, but also possesses a truly rich and soulful spirit. After leaving the art museum, beautiful things will continue to nourish my eyes. Next, I'm heading to an artist village to experience what life used to be like here. Hello, Teacher Chen. I'm Kenna. Hello. This place feels like a military dependence village, but it's not exactly one. What kind of place is it?
The buildings here were constructed during the Japanese era.
Yes, you can clearly see it's from the Japanese period.
Right. If we trace the history further back, this place goes all the way to the Qing Dynasty.
The Qing Dynasty?
During the Qing period, this area was called the Taiwan General Administration Office. The official office of the Taiwan General. To give you an analogy, it's a bit like the Pentagon in the US.
You can compare it to the Pentagon?
Essentially, yes. Nowadays, most of the buildings are empty, but some of them are still open for visitors.
So a few buildings are accessible?
Yes.
Wonderful. Teacher, please take us inside for a tour.
Let's go. Kenna, let me tell you a story. About 7 or 8 years ago, an artist was stationed here. One time, because of a cat, a window got broken, leaving a hole.
This hole?
Yes, later, an iron railing was added, but originally it was glass, a small vent window. The artist got curious and crouched down to see inside.
I see.
Inside, he saw a white human head figure and was startled.
A haunted house?
Not haunted. It was a white sculpture. Scholars later identified it as a statue of Kodama Gentaro. Kodama Gentaro was a governor during the Japanese era in Taiwan, the 4th governor, very famous. He came to Taiwan because his predecessor, Nogi Marisuki, was also well known. Nogi proposed a famous theory in a meeting, the Taiwan selling theory. Taiwan selling theory. What does that mean? He thought that Taiwan was a really difficult place to govern. He put it this way. He said that Taiwan, when Japan took over Taiwan, it was like a beggar getting hold of a wild horse. He couldn't ride it and might even get kicked. So he suggested that since it was so hard to manage, They might as well sell Taiwan. Of course, that never happened in the end. He brought this up during a meeting, and then his successor, the one we just mentioned, Kodama Gentaro, said, "Don't sell it. Let me take charge of it. I can manage it well." So Kodama Gentaro came to Taiwan. The building you see right in front of us, let's head inside. This was designed by a very famous Japanese architect. His name was So Fujimoto. You know the Osaka World Expo that's coming up in Japan? That huge roof structure, that's his design. And this building here was also designed by him.
What kind of space is this?
This is a collection of pattern iron windows from all over Taiwan. Each one comes from a different period, so every piece carries the memories of a different family.
From all over the world?
No, from all over Taiwan. These are all Taiwanese iron windows, and So Fujimoto based his design concept on what he calls weak architecture. Let me give you an example. We are standing outside the building right now, right? Okay. But when we walk inside, do you feel like we are inside the building now?
Yeah, I feel like we're inside.
Inside, right? But look up. There's no roof.
True, but I still feel enclosed.
You feel enclosed, okay. But notice how the space is still open and transparent.
Right.
We can still see the outside. Exactly. So, is this space inside or outside? You decide.
I'd say we're outdoors, but it feels like I'm inside a cage.
In a cage, yes. If you say it's inside, then it's inside.
What about you?
If you say it's outside, then it's outside.
So what do you think? Are we in or out?
I think we can be both inside and outside. Personally, I feel we're inside.
You think we're inside too?
But if one day it suddenly starts to rain, then I might feel like we're outside. That's what weak architecture means, weakening the dominance of architecture, letting people decide what the space is. For example, when I'm at home eating at the dining table, that same table often becomes my desk after I clean up, so it's I who defines the space.
It depends on how you use it.
Exactly.
It's kind of abstract, but I get what you mean.
The idea is to blur boundaries, not make them too clear, because sometimes ambiguity has more power. Too much clarity takes that away.
Walking through Alley 321, I can almost imagine how people used to live here in the past, just like me now, feeling the summer breeze of Tainan, admiring these same beautiful trees. This spot was only recently reopened to the public after being abandoned for a while, but its beauty never faded. If you come to Tainan's North District, this is definitely a place you must visit. So where should you go in the North District at night? If you want to taste all the best snacks in Tainan in one place, then head straight for Xiaobei Night Market. This is the Xiaobei Tourist Night Market. Unlike most open-air night markets in southern Taiwan, this one is indoors. And it's open every single day. When you come here to shop around, you don't have to worry about the weather. You can just enjoy the food and the fun of browsing freely. This trip to Tainan's North District has been such a pleasant surprise. There are so many sides to this area, and the interesting spots go far beyond what we could show in this episode. There are still so many more places waiting for you to explore. Linking368 Taiwan. Next time, which town will we visit? See you next time.
时，路途西经，充满生命力。我的决心，让台台延绵。过去现在，和未来无限。台湾发展，全世界倾斜。勇敢热情，脚步莫停。伫汪洋中，要有向未来。华丽转身，华丽转身，咱做伙华丽转身。义汉之野，心手相连下，拼出一片台湾。坚强玉起，坚强玉起，咱斗阵坚强玉起，成为一尾坚强